How you doing, everyone? Welcome back to your Friday night games. We're going to be in for a quick update today on our Saturday, and here we are with the Panthers and the Sharks, and it was a very lopsided game. Obviously, does anyone think about since Johnson's comes back, the Sharks have been really bad, really interesting. Hey, because they were actually pretty good. They had a lot of close games. Only won 2 out of 6 before he comes back when Townsend was running the show, and since then they've been really, really bad. So I'm not sure what the issue is going on at the Sharks at the moment. Obviously, it's probably to do with all the coaching fiasco. Since that they've been terrible, I suppose. But crazy that's what the board and the club has done. But anyway, moving on, let's get into the players. And Cleary with 88, and just a scintillating game again. When you make 144 meters as a half, you're going to be in good stead to score well. And when you're making runs mid set and then you get to a kick at the end as well, you're making 70 points in a game. So then even if you're not part of the try, you get to kick the goal. He just has a chance to score a point in each minute of the game. And an 88 there with a 90 average is awesome work for him. Fisher Harris, we spoke about picking him up in the People's squad, and it's really interesting to see the amount of minutes he got in 36. And with Spencer Leniu out for this game, I've been told that, it was written that he's going to be going back to New South Wales Cup and playing big minutes. So makes sense that they might be getting him ready for some bigger minute roles come round 13, for example, if Isaiah Yeo or any of their sort of players out there. So makes sense, and then sort of rotating a few of the big gun forwards that have played big minutes into a lesser minute role when they're absolutely dominating. And Fisher played, I think, 9 minutes in the second stint, so scored, I think, 47 or something in the first, and another 20 in the last 9 minutes. So incredible work for him, and he's definitely a possible option going forward. Stephen Crichton with 66, just kind of the perfect game for him. Really happy if he's making those meters at 150, but for him at an average of 38, you can see that he's a little bit up and down, and his bad games are around that high 20s to 30, which is just not good enough kind of thing for him to be a keeper at this stage. And a lot of people have picked him up, which is, you're happy with the 66, but I wouldn't be looking to pick him up going forward until he shows me that he can be a keeper for a season. Same with Tolman. I'd be looking for him to continue losing money possibly, and if he ends up with a big minute role after round 13, then he could be a good option because he does score well with big minutes. Liam Martin's been really solid off the bench, and I'm really happy with the way they're playing him at this stage. A couple of tries the last few weeks, and then 53 points in here, just running just off the middle there, at some really nice lines and running with so much vigor. So well done to Liam there. Of course, Mosley Otis scores well after everyone trades him out, hey? Kurt Capewell with 51 in 54 minutes. You're really happy with the scoring and good that he could come back and actually play. I imagine a bunch of people would have actually traded him out this week. So, if he didn't, you just keep holding, I think, until possibly he makes Origin, if we think he will. Happy Korosawa is a really good one to think about in the next bunch of weeks at 49 in his 80 minutes with a try assist too, just missing 5 tackles there. So he's still getting slowly back into it. You can see his price was just over 800k last year. So he has that pedigree to get back to a 60-point average, and I'd be looking to possibly pick him up at some point then. Charlie Staines with 49 in his 80 minutes, 3 tries. Which wingers get 3 tries and get 49 points? Someone like Charlie Staines where you don't get a tackle break. Not good enough. 120 meters, probably 40, 50 of that in actual tries. Just not what you're looking for in a winger at the moment. And a lot of people, to be 445k and lose 140, you're really struggling. With 47, if that's his base at 309 meters and 3 tackle breaks, then you take that every day of the week. No demerits, 47 points. Good stuff, averaging 60. Kick out with 47. This is what he's going to average the whole year, is what it is. He scored a try too, so think about that. Isaiah Yeo, a few less minutes this year than last year, and that's why he sort of averaged so well in big minutes. So for him, if he's not making Origin, then he's an interesting pickup in the mid 600s. So think about that. Jerome Luai, a bunch of people are saying, do I trade Luai for Moses or Fogarty or whatever? And look at the average, 50, 51, right? These other guys are averaging 55 as well. So is it worth a 5 to 7 point difference for a trade? Maybe it is if he's playing Origin, but we don't know at this stage. So I don't know who they're going to pick. Edwards with 41 in his 80 minutes. So if that's your base there with 1 try assist, 4 busts and 180 meters, you take that as well for a keeper wing fullback. But if you haven't picked him up yet, he's going to be slightly cheaper each week until you do. So good stuff. Johnson, I think the Sharks have to play better for him to be an option, but he's going to keep losing cash, and hopefully around 14, 15, 16, they get a lot better, and you can pick him up and have him as a scorer in your halves. Teague Wilton playing off the bench. got big minutes, I think, with the coming on with the Ramian injury, so playing in the centres and didn't score as well this week, which is fair enough. So yeah, Ramian getting injured with 13 and 27 minutes. He was playing really well, a couple offloads, tackle break, but unfortunately there's a good chance of a facial fracture, which is very, very sad if you just picked him up. Chambers terrible again with 11. Townsend with 9 in his 51 minutes. So getting moved on for Moylan to come on, which was crazy with how well Townsend was playing, especially fantasy wise at the start of the season. And the last one there with Will Kennedy with a -3 is just terrible to see. Unfortunately, how do you get, what's he got there? He ran 29 meters. That's the real issue. But three kick defusals and some kick meter points as well, and you still get -3. He's ready to be moved on, guys. All right, let's move on to our Eels and our Roosters. All right, this one here was actually a good game of footy with a bunch of injuries as well, which we'll talk about a bit later. But an injury to Radley probably moved Butcher onto into the middle a lot more in terms of especially into the defence with 70 tackles, which is absolutely incredible. And you'll see in a second Benjamin Marshke with 69 tackles too. But Butcher's someone that if he was able to ever lock down a role on an edge for the Roosters for 80 minutes, he always scores in the mid-50s. He's incredible. So keep an eye on that if there's any injuries to those guys, especially after that round 13 bye. He'll have the runway for the rest of the year. Ikavala, this is what you should score when you score 3 tries. 10 tackle breaks and 82. So well done to him. Not an option at this 500k mark that he's going to be. In terms of Madison, he's someone that I was looking to pick up in the next few weeks, and that 70 is just like, it kills me. It's great to see him play so well, and this is what we come to expect. He was priced at 807, which is a 60 average for the year, and it's good to see him get back to some great scoring. He has a nice sort of close to 50 base, and then has the attacking stats to boot, and he's really good in the air too. So awesome for Maddo. Moses with 64 in his 80 minutes there. Obviously, bit of everything: 5 goals, 2 tries, this field goal, and when you're kicking for 500 meters, you're going to score very consistently. And that's what we expect from Moses this year, around that 60 average, I think, would be perfect. And you get him at a 689, or it'll be a bit over 700k price tag as of next week. So happy with that. If you own him, good stuff. Keep it up. Dylan Brown looks like he should be out for a few weeks with his knees into Hutchison, which we'll talk about in a sec. But yeah, it's a nice 56 if you picked him up, but he might be out for a few weeks, and that's kind of annoying. If it's 2 weeks, you hold. 3 weeks, you probably try and hold 2 because you want him in there playing in your round 13, and he's a keeper for the year. So someone I was really impressed with is actually Isaiah Papali'i, and being 10 points in 35 minutes, Reid Mane goes down around that time, it was 32 or something like that, and I think he moves obviously into the middle a bit more, but continues to play the 80 minutes, and it's good to see that he has that motor. I was kind of hoping, not as a non-owner, that he would being 10 off 35, he'd play about 55 minutes, 58 minutes and get like a 30 and be like, yes, it worked. But yeah, he still fought back and got 56. So that's what's really impressive is the fight back. And 28 tackles, 7 busts, 3 offloads, 170 meters. If that's your base and you have that attacking stat upside, then he's someone that's just awesome. So still scored obviously under his price, but the way he played, you're really happy with that. Cartwright, I had a few questions about him. Is he a keeper? Sorry, is he someone I should be worth bringing in? And my suggestion is no. He comes on and gets 52 in his 52 minutes. He gets a try in the first second he comes on. He's just playing perfect at the moment. He's not going to keep that up. So fun to watch, but yeah, no thanks. Junior Paulo, 46 to 68 minutes. So he's just not scoring well enough this year. Just not getting the attacking stats. He's getting some offloads, but no tackle busts, and he doesn't work hard enough in defence to make massive tackle efforts there and get his points up. Fergo and Gutho, 43 and 42, kind of just base games for them, so you're not too stressed. Talke Aho, he's the one that I'm coming to the season, I was not spruiking at all, and everyone was like, yeah, with the goal kicking, he's going to be incredible, blah, 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 blah. 44 average, so I finally got one right at the start of the year, let's say that. There's a few I didn't. Tino, I don't think I got right, obviously, but he's one that I was really stern on in not picking, so here's what it is with Talke Aho there. All right, Crichton with 36, and he's so up and down at the moment. Why? What's the theory? Just not running the ball, and they're not getting him in good positions, or he's not running good lines. It's just not really happening in every second week. And then he picks up a 70 odd in the other one. So still a 58 average, but you're a little bit upset if you own him with that 36. If you look at his percentage ownership, he in the top 1,000, he's about 85% owned. So don't worry too much if you own him, because the best players own him as well. But if you look at a couple of our centers, like an Opacek or a Manu, who I have, for example, Opacek's in about 10% of teams in the top 1,000, whereas Manu's in 1% of teams. So that Manu 28 will probably hurt me a little bit. Obviously, that week he got 13 or whatever, hurt me a lot. But yeah, Opacek there with 36 with a sneaky try in there, but just he was on like 2 for the first 35 minutes. So I'll take the 36 every day of the week. Teddy with 34 is a big worry, unfortunately. 88 meters. That's all I've got to say. Why is he running 88 meters? When all the other fullbacks in the game, and Teddy's meant to be the best player in the game, 88 meters? That's kind of the meters you look at when Latrell wasn't even trying. So, ugh. Do you keep him? He's going to lose so much cash. I can't wait for everyone else to try and pick him up when he gets down so much. But there you go. Walker with 32. Just an okay game. He's one of those guys that needs the attacking stats to score really, really well, like 50 plus. So, yeah, in a game where they lost to, not too much to say on that one. All right. Manu 28. I said just 32 meters. I swear he must have ran for 8 times for 4 meters a run and one offload there. So 23 tackles was the bulk of his points. And you can't have a gun center like that run the ball 32 meters. Yes, he played a little bit in the 6 role in the back end of the game, but not good enough. When you run for 200 meters a game before at fullback, like what? They played so well when he ran the ball, so he needs to do it more. Reid Mane goes down. 21 with a concussion there. I got a try assist too, but you'd hope he's back next week. But the way it was, you'd probably be smart to leave him off the ground for a week. But yeah, unfortunate if you brought him in this week, but he'll be fine. He'll be fine. You'll obviously be able to get him a bit cheaper if you want to pick him up, but yeah. Hutchison goes down injured with that Dylan Brown knee into the ribs. Sounds like he might possibly has a punctured lung too, which is scary. So that's that with him. And our last one there was Sevo got 14, Morris with 13. So a couple of low scores there with Radley with 8 in 9 minutes. So I think after that one, he's probably going to lose you too much cash. I'm not thinking he's a keeper. It was unfortunate he just puts his head in the wrong spot, but that's what it is with him. And then Dunster getting 4 minutes and then -1. So that's the 2 games, guys. Hope you enjoyed that video. We're going to jump into our Saturday night games and the Sunday night games over our next few. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please like, subscribe if you are, and we'll catch you in the next one, guys. Have a good day.